The game we're going to talk today about is one of the most interesting games for late time. Why? Because it's actually destroying Steam charts now, and Devolver Digital knows what they were doing this time once again. Today's guest is the Cult of the Lamb, and if you haven't heard about this game, well, sit down and enjoy this review because it's gonna be super interesting. And before we start, I would like to ask you, if you're not subscribed to our channel, please do that. Press notification bell, like this video. You can already remove it if you don't like the video in the end. But for now, please bless it. And let's make a deal. If you don't like it, remove it. If you like the video, keep it. Let's start. Devolver Digital is really known for publishing really quite of quirky and offbeat indie games, with themes and concepts you won't often see. Cult of the Lamb really continues this trend of weird and really wacky ideas that sometimes feels like a joke at first, but then the charm of it manages to hook you in. Unfortunately, the charm also wears off sometimes, and it may be really strange. You play as a sacrificed lamb turned into cult leader, in debt to the god that saved them from the death. Sounds really strange, right? But believe me, there is something in it. Cult of the Lamb is a fantastic mix of the cute finish, blending together with the roguelite, with the farm simulator genres to make one of this year's best games. Yes, you heard it right, one of the best games. It's really cool of how the concept is made, the graphics is made, mechanics, gameplay, story, but okay, let's not run too fast. The roguelike genre experienced a really mainstream moment in 2020 with the release of the games like Hades and the relief they found. Was a lot of people are trying to understand what's cool about this game, and undeveloped parts of the Hades involved in the redevelopment of the underworld itself, which added positive bonds and furthered the story between the Gargoyles and NPCs. If you loved Haze, but wanted a more end-based mass management aspect, Cult of the Lamb is perfect game for you. Does it really sound cool for you? Well, let's dive more deep into that. At the start of the Cult of the Lamb, your character is sacrificed by the bishops. These monstrous rules chain of kind of the domination over the lands, where you advise and release your lands to the one who waits. At the tightly shanked underworld, vows revenge to this fallen god that asks you to start a cult in the name of the order and punish the bishops. Yes, you're working a very evil looking fella, who also wants to take him out of the evil Luke's fields. It looks like everyone here is a baddie, and the story unfolds and the bishops will threaten and deconcer you, hoping to see you fall before your quest is completed. However, there are a few friends that are willing to help you along the way. To be clear, through the narrative, it isn't the game's strongest suit here, but the gameplay actually adds what is cool. The action takes place in the areas that are in connected rooms, akin to the most dungeon crawls that you've seen in the past. Room will either have several enemies that will need to be vanished, or a section with lots of resources, an NPC who lets you draw tarot, carrots, and something like buffs or whatever. The loops basically have the cleaning rooms, buffing rooms, sub-bosses, reloading, a few runs to unlock a sealed gate that eliminating the boss to the zone. Lots of the repeatable steps you'd like to do. Still, one thing you need to keep in mind, Cult of the Lamb is a beginner-friendly roguelike. Yes, the enhancements are punishments if you're not careful enough, but most of attack animations are easy enough to telegraph. Bosses are obviously have the tells that you need to know before you go move and understand it. Likewise, the dash. Don't mean that you have to restart your entire progress from the stage. Instead, you'll mostly lose the percentage of the safety to your base if the things are going isn't as planned. Cult of the Lamb's presentation as destroy my compute camp, which at first considered to be a feature. AB designs were knocking them down. That was until my temple vanished, which you can only build once. After an area jumping and reloading, I got back, but then I couldn't perform any of the stimulus rituals that I did. Well, this is the things that might be fixed. But anyway, Cult of the Lamb is very clever and wonderfully designed, and the script sharp and funny game. The atmosphere is great, helped into the one of the small parts, art, which immediately endears itself to you. Speaking of which, making all of his followers adorable, Rico Corterius was a smart choice. Cult of the Lamb takes a big risk with its unusual combo of genres, but it pays off in spectacular fashion. The dungeon crawling is also adding in a way that the best roguelites are a cult management like Animal Crossing's Gone Evil, with T-rated spin that something like that works. It's tough enough to make the game that targets one genre, but let alone to make it so cool with such graphics and atmosphere. Well, Cult of the Lamb did it great. So a big thanks for you to watch this video, and I hope you're really interested now in trying this game, because believe me, in the end of the year, which is quite soon actually, people will really talk a lot about this game. Thank you everyone for watching, and I see you in the next one. Ciao.